We had to do Snack Down in Motion.
Motion?
Snick pick.
I wonder if
Got
you
the
can hear
snick
that
pick in
music.
motion.
All right, are you ready?
Fine. Yeah, I'm ready.
Hey, and welcome to episode 118 of Snackdown. I'm Justin, and this is...
Cool Friday night, Andy.
You know, I was editing the last episode,
Yeah.
and I realized, like, with the introduction, you get to do something funny and different every time, and I have to
Yeah.
do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of...
Well, it's
I was
funny
kind of
'cause, like,
jealous of
You're jealous of it.
your freedom there.
Look, man, you can do your own thing.
I guess
You've
I
just been tacking more and more jobs and responsibilities onto the front end of that. You know what I mean? You started adding numbers and stuff for orienting people to time and space. What the heck, man?
So I'm very hungry, and it is after 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should just take a bite, and then we'll talk about it. I don't know.
Because you're hungry?
I am very hungry.
Let's just take a bite then.
Yeah. We're going to get good slurping sounds.
Are we? You're going to not edit those out, or?
Okay, I've had a few bites.
What are we doing today?
So what we're doing today is we're having ramen.
Yeah.
And we're getting into fall, so it's a good time to have some hot... I guess, is ramen a soup?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be considered a soup.
It's not a salad.
That's true. It's like a brothy, noodly thing.
Go on. You just.
Would you like a side salad or a side brothy, noodly thing?
You just described soup.
Yeah. So ramen is a Japanese noodle soup. Consists of Chinese-style wheat noodles served in a meat or, occasionally, fish-based broth, often flavored with soy sauce or miso, and uses toppings such as sliced pork, nori, menma, and scallions. Nearly every region in Japan has its own variation of ramen, such as tonkotsu, pork bone broth, ramen of Kyushu, and the miso ramen of Hokkaido. Those are all pronounced pretty wrong.
good.
Pretty wrong.
Pretty good, I'd say. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and so ramen is growing in popularity in America. It has been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people grew up eating dry packages from the grocery store.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
And now
hardly...
people are like, oh, there's actually really good ramen places.
Yeah.
And you don't have to get it for 80 cents.
Your sodium content might be about the same, though.
Yeah.
It's less, but ramen is so dang good.
So if you're talking about the history of ramen, the word ramen is a Japanese transcription of the Chinese ramen.
Don't do that.
In 1910, the first ramen shop was opened in Asakusa, Tokyo, where the Japanese owner employed 12 Cantonese cooks from Yokohama's Chinatown and served the ramen arranged for Japanese customers. One theory says that ramen was introduced to Japan during the 1660s by the Chinese Neo-Confucian scholar Zhu Shunsai, who served as an advisor to Tokugawa Mitsukuni.
Let me just say for the record, I'm not laughing at other languages. I'm laughing at Justin's facial expression in also trying to speak other languages.
Yeah.
And I love it.
So we went down to Kasai,
Yeah.
downtown.
Kasai Ramen.
Kasai Ramen.
Armory Square-ish. I think it's on Walton.
And this first dish that we got is pretty simple. I thought we were getting something different, but we didn't.
We got the college bowl.
Yeah,
right?
so this is just basically noodles. There's little pieces of bok choy on top, and then it has broth. And did she ask what broth?
Did she ask?
It says choice of broth on here, so
Ooh.
we must have gotten the standard broth.
Must have
whatever
gotten
that
the
is.
choice broth.
It's either a pork or chicken, probably.
Yeah. And you know what? This is Friday night, right?
Yeah.
We weren't like, hey, we're podcasting, find the dead time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like having ramen at having ramen at 11 a.m. isn't bad, but I feel like ramen is perfect on on a Friday night, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it was
They have a
busy.
really nice. They have a really cool place down there.
Oh yeah, it's very
Brick walls, really
Yeah.
fancy.
yeah.
A lot of Japanese whiskeys and sakes on the wall.
That used to be a piano bar.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a guy just jamming away on a guitar, just picking
Oh,
up
was he?
some smooth jazz just by himself.
Was he really?
Mm-hmm.
And he was just picking away, and every once in a while, as someone walks by, he'll just go, "I'm playing guitar here, but it used to be a piano bar."
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, "Which is also a stringed instrument."
Yeah, actually, piano's a percussion instrument.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. Because you're hitting.
Because it's a hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's also
Let me check.
It's also a stringed instrument.
According to Oregon Symphony, the most common percussion instruments in the orchestra include the timpani, xylophone, cymbals, triangle, snare drum, bass drum, tambourine, maracas, gongs, chimes, celesta, and piano.
You missed the last one. It was piano.
Was it really?
Yeah. I like how she said the most common and then listed every single one.
She's like, horsewhip noise from the Jingle Bells song. We're also drinking a little sake.
Yeah. And so
Which,
this
like, and big disclaimer, I'm not like just drinking my dinner. Oh, I mean, you kind of are anyway when you're having ramen, but I also had dinner at like 5:30 with the fam. So Justin's like, I'm also with the fam. Famished. That's the fam I'm with right now. And so Justin's just like, Andy, keep talking because I'm going to keep pounding this ramen.
It's good. Yeah, so let's take a little sip of this sake. I've never had this kind before. And I read online that this type of sake...
Sutu?
You put it away.
It's in the freezer.
I think it's Junmai.
It is Junmai, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Junmai sake pairs well for shiho broth.
Which is not what we got, right?
No.
Okay.
If you're getting shoyu broth, you get a very dry sake.
This sake, though, is very fruity. I like it. Right?
Yum. Yeah, this is really good sake.
It's semi-sweet.
Yum.
Right?
Yeah.
This is yum.
This is yum. So, you want to try this too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So we have what's called a steam bun, and I was like, what the heck's a steam bun?
You're like, are you trying to say steampunk?
Yeah.
Goggles on your head and
A sauna bun?
lots of brass and copper instruments?
So we had to get one because I didn't know what it was. Have you ever had a steam bun before?
Yeah.
You have had a steam bun?
Mm-hmm. They're super good. They're best hot, right? So, like,
We're not doing that.
we do
It's been a
takeaway,
ways.
right? We're doing takeaway.
So when I look up steam bun on Google, the first thing that comes up is how to steam a bun. Fill a large pot with 2 cups of cold water. Then lay a steamer basket lined on top. Once water is up to boil, reduce heat to low and steam buns for 10 minutes. Turn off heat and let stand with lid for 5 minutes more. Remove lid. Let buns cool until safe to touch. It's just like steaming a bun.
Yeah.
Like you just take bread and put it in a steamer. That's not what this is.
No, that's not what this is.
But the picture is what this is.
What?
Strange. All right, let's have one.
Okay.
So this one we got a.
Pork.
This is a short rib
Oh, this is
steam
short
bun.
rib? This is good. It says kimchi in it, doesn't it?
You're right. It is pork. I'm getting confused with the menu. So this is pork. So this is 24-hour marinated pork, chashu with house kimchi and hoisin ghost sauce.
Like ghost pepper, right?
Yeah, I think so. There's like a very small hint of spice. I think that's more from the kimchi though.
I would agree with that.
That was good. So it was just like a light, fluffy white bun wrapped around whatever filling you have.
Yeah. You never had that before?
No.
Wow. I feel like we just got somewhere, you know?
I've never. So also, I've never had a non-80-cent packaged ramen before.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's a night of firsts.
I would say I would argue that this is the best ramen spot in Syracuse.
I think ramen spots are very like highly debated. I feel like ramen's one of those things that like people fight on where the best ramen place is, and that's not a good place. You got to go here. And
Yeah.
that's all I ever hear people arguing about is ramen places.
And you know who's arguing it? White people.
Yeah, yeah. But I've like been in the middle of 2 people arguing about ramen. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I guess I'll just buy the package. Sometimes you just want
You're like, fine, I'll get shrimp again.
beef. Beef was the best
Really?
of the packages. Yeah.
I'm a little thirsty, man. There's like so much salt up in here.
That's what the sake's for. So you've been to Kasaya before. Have you been to other ramen places too?
Yeah, I've been to other ramen places.
What's your favorite type of ramen to get?
I'm not going to say it right, but it's like tonkotsu. And so I'm pretty sure it's like a pork bone broth or like a pork broth. And then it's pork belly that's like rolled and then slow cooked and then very thinly sliced. And it's just like laying on the side there. And it's phenomenal.
You're a big fan of anything slow cooked.
Yes. I mean, you should be if you're eating ramen, you know? I mean, I like ramen because it's like, it's so strong with like the umami and then like the salt and then yeah, it is just like a nice slow cook. And it's usually like a bone broth. And I mean, look how much fat is just like floating on the top of this bad boy.
It looks like
It's hearty, right? If you're going to have to do winter, you might as well clog up your arteries.
So it kind of looks like they just paved my parking lot, and then it rained. You know, like fresh pavement, the rain sits like on top and like
pop
bubbles.
up.
Yeah, that's what this looks like. My parking lot this morning.
Very specific. But yes.
So we have another ramen and something else to get into, which I'm excited about. But do you want to talk a little bit about your climbing adventure?
Climbing was a lot of fun.
So you went to somewhere where you said the pros go or something like that?
I went to the Gunks, which is near New Paltz. And yeah, so the Gunks are kind of where it's just got a lot of classic routes that are highly regarded. And the type of rock is very bizarre in the sense
like
that...
the what it's made out of mineral-wise, or like how it's shaped?
Yeah. Yes. It's iconic the way it's shaped, but also the mineral makeup of it. It's called quartzite. And I'm not going to get too much into like the actual like rock science behind it because I'll probably fudge that up. But it basically looks like smoothed quartz. And then imagine just like chucking that into a bunch of cement and then opening up the cement in half and then like seeing like little smooth pieces of quartz just kind of like popping up everywhere.
Weird. How does that happen naturally? Just like...
Buddy, I said I wasn't going to get into it.
We'll save it for our other podcast, Rock Science.
Rock Science!
Music and minerals. That sounds actually a good podcast.
Yeah, pretty good. Well, this is our last Snackdown episode because we're going to go all in on Rock Science!
Music and minerals.
But so it was a great time. We left here at around like 5 a.m. It was busy, but it was busy because it was such a nice day. It was like high of 74, very sunny.
Cool.
It was just tough to find, because I'm doing like I'm like all about bolted anchors, right? Drilled and bolted like steel into the cliff. Other people are like happy with like kind of putting in their own protection. And I'm not about that life, Just kind of want to be in the land of the living, and I don't trust myself. So...
Do you want to free solo the Gunks?
Didn't want to free solo the Gunks. People do that, though.
That's crazy.
And I try to stay away from them.
Is there a reason why it's called the Gunks?
So the Gunks is a very short term for Shawangunks.
If you took a piece of rock and put it in your car, would you have gunk in your trunk?
Yeah. You would. I wonder if you could. Like, I wonder if you're like allowed to.
I don't know.
It's a really cool area though. But yeah, so I got up. I climbed up one pitch, and then you kind of get ready, and then you climb up the next one, and then you're kind of on this, second shelf, like second ledge, like 150 feet off the ground. And when we were rappelled, and like that was fun too.
See, I would like going down. I think because you're just like rappelling down.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Rappelling's fun.
If I could just get to the top without all the hassle.
What's the hassle?
Climbing.
That's the fun part.
I think
That's the other fun part.
Is the fun part.
Well, they're both fun.
Yeah, I'm more of a short rock boulder guy. I like bouldering. I'm not all about the harnesses. Maybe I should just free solo.
No, you're like
never done this before, but
you're like free solo rappelling, and I'm like, no, it's just falling. That's actually just called falling.
I'm like a mime, and I'm like going over the edge.
I'm like, no, Justin.
And here we go over the edge. See it at the bottom.
And then you're like, as you're falling, you're like trying to like mimic or like mime or like pantomime like an elevator, like like pushing buttons for like.
I'm like quickly trying to like pull myself back up.
Yeah, and then like you pantomime that you like ran out of rope that you're trying to pull yourself up with. Yeah. Well, that was a fun little imagining. I had a blast though. It was a really good time. At a certain point, like I just ate trail mix all day. Like when we went hiking right in the Adirondacks, I just ate Powerballs, and they eventually looked like dog poop, right? Because they were all like one big conglomerate.
Yeah, it's like when you have a big Ziploc bag full of Powerballs.
Yeah.
After a hike, you have a Ziploc bag of Powerball.
Yeah, it was still good though.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was like tired because you're learning a lot, and then hungry because I was just eating that, and like I got up, the second climb, 150 feet in the air. I was clipped into everything, so it was good, but I just like had this like oh shit kind of feeling. Not like I wasn't panicking, but I was like, there's only like one way down, Like I have to think my way through this, in terms of like triple checking everything and whatever. So. It was that's sobering, right? It's like a very semi-terrifying thing.
Did Kaylin go, or did she have to watch the kids while you went?
Kaylin wouldn't have wanted to go.
No. She's not a gunker?
I did offer, but no, she did not go. Anyway, it was a fun time. I can't wait to go again.
That's very cool. You're all gunked up.
All gunked out, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I was a little tired from it. So.
All right, we're going to take a break. And we're going
yeah.
to pull out the other ramen dish and something else that I'm excited about.
And you're going to hear Justin do a little more Japanese.
Yeah.
It would blow my mind if there was some sort of neural implant that would just let us speak all languages.
Like a babblefish?
Yeah. But Babblefish isn't for like speaking, it's just for understanding, right?
Yeah.
I want to be able to speak it, dude.
Should we Duolingo together?
Yeah.
Cool.
That owl is just going to be like, "You're not learning your Japanese today, Justin. Looks like I'm going to have to pull out another fingernail." And it's just got like pliers, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, the owl."
Can you imagine? Instead of like a tooth fairy, it's like the Duolingo owl that visits you at night.
Yeah, and it just pulls out teeth.
Yeah.
Guess you won't need this because you're not really enunciating anyway. Gonna be hard to try that French cuisine if you're not practicing.
How horrifying of a tooth fairy would that be if you forgot to leave the money, they would take an extra tooth.
Whoa, what?
You know? If you forgot to leave the tooth.
Oh.
Like if you lost a tooth and you didn't give it to the tooth fairy.
Yeah, but what would have triggered the tooth fairy coming in the first place?
You know, like when a bell rings, an angel gets its wings or something like that.
Yeah, tell me what this next one is.
So when a tooth dislodges from the gums,
right?
a tooth fairy's like, you know, like it knows.
That's the trigger event.
Yeah, so then it comes to your house, and then it's like, it lifts up the pillow and there's nothing there. So then it like pulls out the pliers.
Okay.
And
So in the in this old country Germanic folklore situation, what noise would that sort of tooth fairy be making?
I don't know. It's dislodged from the gums.
The ligaments have popped. Pop, pop, pop.
So this brings up actually something. We'll get to the break soon. This brings up something on the Snackdown notebook. Have you ever heard of Melchstick?
No. What is it?
It has to do with folklore.
Can you spell that?
MELCH. In parentheses, it says or MELSH, depending on how you do it, and then space dick.
How do you spell dick?
DICK.
Interesting. We'll be right back.
So Melchstick is a creature, a woodland creature that guards against people picking unripe hazelnuts.
Why? Why? What sort of bizarre old country situation like challenged someone to create a character like that?
So he's a creature that lives in often ancient woodland and guards against people picking unripe hazelnuts. The phrase that keeps coming up is Melchstick'll catch thee, lad. So a warning against picking unripe nuts. So if you pick an unripe hazelnut, he comes and like catches you.
What do you think that creature's doing in modern times? Just like standing next to a Nutella, a couple of chocolate bars at the grocery store, just saying, "It actually doesn't have that much hazelnut in it."
But there's like pictures of Melchstick online. So this is this looks like a picture of a Melchstick.
It's horrifying.
Yeah. Some representations they just look like little gnomes, like kind of like forest gnomes, like nice. Sometimes the Melchstick is nice in art portrayals.
Depends
and sometimes
on
it's like a monster.
if you're trying to pick it.
Yeah, like if you listen to the Melchstick and don't pick it, he must be like, "Okay, see you." And then if you eat it, he like unzips his skin and he's a monster underneath.
Unzips his skin?
That's my.
Are people listening to this? You know we're putting this out on the internet, right?
I do. But yeah, so don't pick unripe hazelnuts.
Otherwise, Melchstick is going to be, "Come on, knock on my door.
Melchstick will come for you."
Do, 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 do. You know, it's like Three's Company, right? Is that what you were saying?
No, I don't know. I was just making up a Melchstick song.
Oh, cool.
Well,
see you in a bit.
We'll be back with more ramen. Bye.
Bye.
This episode is sponsored by Eat Local New York. So once you're done listening to this episode, make sure you head over to eatlocalnystate.com. Take a look at all their content. They've got podcasts, they've got a YouTube channel, and if you're in New York, they have a way of saving some money when you're eating at some local restaurants. So make sure you check them out. They've got a lot of content based around local food, local restaurants, local chefs, etc. And Anthony's a pretty cool guy, so make sure you check him out. eatlocalnystate.com. And now, back to the show.
And we're back!
We refilled our glasses with some sake,
I'm like so tired. I don't know how we did that.
and he is falling asleep.
It's incredible.
And it's only 9:45. Pretty late to be having dinner, though.
It is pretty late. It's pretty late.
Pretty late. So what we're eating now, is a smokehouse bowl. So this is brisket burnt ends, General Tso pork belly, fried onions, bok choy, and enoki mushrooms over barbecue tar, accented by shoyu broth. What is a tar? T-A-R-E with the slash above it?
Let's see. Tara is a traditional Japanese sauce used for grilled meats, especially known in the Western world as teriyaki sauce.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. So it's probably like tear instead of tar. Oh, let's try this.
What do you think?
I think it's really good. The spice is really good. How does their, how do you like their brisket? These are the burnt ends.
I can do better. And I know that's like, that's not a nice thing to say, right? And I'm not cooking for the scale that these guys are cooking.
So are you saying you could do better flavor-wise, or you could do better with the cookedness of it?
Both. Well, I don't necessarily know about flavor. It's not that smoky, right? This doesn't taste like it was like smoked, right? So, yeah, I don't know. It's okay.
So mine has egg in it too, which is great. Got a nice little egg on here. I think they're really good. I like the crispiness of it.
Of what? The
burnt ends, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so your traditional smoked, your burnt ends, it's the point of the brisket, and it's supposed to be pretty fall apart and not have like a real, like this has a real crust to it, like not like a bark in the smoked sense, but like it was seared, which it probably was. It was probably seared to give it that additional texture, but yeah. Anyway, the flavor of like everything together is really great.
It is really good, and this was a spicy bowl. They had a 7 pepper bowl or something like that. That had 7 different spices, spicy peppers in it. I'm like, but then I was like, Andy would never eat that. Which is good.
You're just crushing it.
So how do you like the noodles? Because that's the main part of a ramen, right?
Yeah, these I haven't had ramen enough to say what's the best type of noodle, but these are damn good noodles. I've had some pretty bad ramen noodles, but I can't necessarily point to what was bad about it, right? It was just it just didn't really go with the dish.
When people discuss ramen or debate on ramen places, I think they're judging a lot of it on the noodle.
Maybe.
And these are a wheat noodle?
Don't these guys make their noodles right in house, right? I believe so. At least one of their styles of noodles.
I know they did when they started.
Yeah.
If they still do, I don't know. He was the guy that had the noodle maker. We talked about this on
the noodler
way a long time ago with Anthony in the first episode with Anthony.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if they said online. Everything is made from scratch with locally sourced and Japan imported ingredients. And it says, whether you're carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, or gluten-free, we got you, boo. Got you. Or gochu.
What?
Because they have gochujang flavored things.
Like gochujang? Yeah, gochujang? No.
Pro tip, order extra nudes and add it's NOODS, but it's funny reading it.
Yeah.
Order extra nudes and add a flavor bomb. Thank us later.
What's a flavor bomb?
I don't know. It doesn't say anything about handcrafted, but it says everything's made from scratch. So I'm assuming they do make their
noodles.
Noodles from
their
scratch.
Nudes.
Yeah, they make the nudes. They do their in-house nudes.
They scratch their nudes.
Yeah,
nice.
This is good. I like the crispy fried onion things.
Oh yeah.
So this makes me want to try your burnt ends because I really like these.
Dude, you're gonna love my burnt ends. I think I'm all right. So let's talk about next week because I might do burnt ends next week. So I'm going to a work function in Manhattan, and we're just trying to be precautious, and but I'm gonna be kind of quarantined in the camper for part of the weekend that I'm back because I just kind of want to keep a safe distance and do the right thing. That being said, I will be smoking meat while I'm kind of quarantined. So if you want burnt ends, I'm your guy.
Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I'd be excited for you to try the burnt ends. They turned out really, really well last time. And they shouldn't be tough at all. Like everything should just like melt. So
we have one more thing here.
yeah.
So this is what we call a gyoza or something like that. Gyoza,
Sure.
Gyoza, and they kind of look like dumplings. They're a little bit bigger than dumplings.
And translucent.
Yeah, and
sort
so
of?
we got short rib. So this is slow braised short rib and pickled shallots.
Can't wait. What do you think about that?
It's good. Really, like kind of like gets stuck in your mouth, like really thick.
It's like salty, minced, and yeah, just like a nice, like I don't know, like nice dumpling sort of. It's very good.
Yeah, it's really at least that short rib one is like a real cross between like dumpling and like a barbecue slider or something like that.
Yeah, super good.
Pickled shallots add a lot. Yeah, but the meat is flavored really well.
Oh man.
So a gyoza, according to Just One Cookbook, gyoza or Japanese pan-fried dumplings are as ubiquitous as ramen in Japan. You can find these mouth-watering dumplings being served at specialty shops, izakaya, ramen shops, grocery stores, or even at festivals. What izakaya is, I don't know. What is gyoza?
How do you spell akaya?
Izakaya.
Oh.
The original Chinese dumplings are called jiaozi. These dumplings consist of ground meat and vegetable filling that are wrapped into a thinly rolled piece of dough, which is then sealed by pressing the edges together. Finished jiaozi can be boiled, steamed, pan-fried, which we call pot stickers, or deep-fried. So what is the Japanese version like? The key characteristic of gyoza lies in its cooking method, which involves both pan-frying and steaming. They are first fried in a hot pan until crispy brown on the bottom sides, and then a small amount of water is added before the pan is covered to quickly steam the entire dumplings. This technique gives gyoza the best mixture of textures, where you get crispy bottoms and tender, soft tops that encase the juicy filling inside.
So it's fried and then it's boiled?
Yeah, so it's pan-seared. So you pan-fry it, and then once the bottom is brown, you pour water in and close the top and steam it.
That seems like it goes like against what I would think, right?
Gyoza against?
Justin's just going for the 1-2 punch at this point.
Someday we should have like a gyoza gosa episode, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like pan-fried dumplings.
Oh, I'm
and
awake
fruit
now.
beers. Those go really well together.
Speaking of fruit beers, I had a pina colada IPA the other day.
Oh yeah,
It's pretty good. It had like coconut and, pineapple, and it was decent.
So a while ago, a couple episodes back, we talked about Eminem and that song "Mom's Spaghetti." Well, it's not that song's not "Mom's
That's
Spaghetti."
the
But
song.
we talked
name
about the line about Mom's Spaghetti.
Yeah.
So Eminem is opening up a restaurant in Detroit called Mom's Spaghetti based on that line.
Why?
I don't know. I just read it like yesterday.
Do you think he'll like turn a profit on that? Maybe. Right?
What if it's all like rancid bad food, so everyone's like throwing up Mom's Spaghetti?
Right. It just makes everyone anxious.
Yeah.
All the food makes people just sick to their stomach.
I feel like at Mom's Spaghetti there would be like an open mic night,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
where like people were really nervous.
Right. At least slam poetry.
Yeah.
Where you, is that's where you body slam things,
Like
right?
books of poetry.
Right.
Yeah.
This
Yum.
was yum.
This is good, yeah. I had never been to Kasai. I had never been out for ramen. I still haven't been out for ramen, but
So the past couple times I've been down to Manhattan and like the boroughs, I was on the hunt for ramen, like for just like really good ramen. And I did find some cool spots. But like if I were going on a work trip and I had to pick up a meal and I could hunt for a specific type of meal, what would you hunt for?
if I was in a new town.
Yeah. And that town was called Manhattan.
So I hear
Don't just say like $3 slices of pizza.
yeah, Sabaros I hear is good. No. I know there's a lot of like really good Jewish delis down there.
Yep.
Right? And I've never been to one of those. So that sounds good.
Okay.
I think I would like to try some fine dining though if I went to Manhattan.
Yeah.
'Cause I think they have some really good restaurants down there.
Gotta check my budget.
Like world-known restaurants, you know what I mean? So there's probably some like really famous restaurants
Okay.
I might blow some money on trying something like that. But if my wallet was light,
Yeah. Pizza.
you probably get a
Pizza.
good slice down there.
Yeah. Good
If
cup
I
of
was gonna
coffee
get
too.
pizza though, I would try to get like an artisan, like really like experimental pizza place.
Yeah, it's like pizza and there's like an ice cube on it, but it's also on fire. Like that type of thing. Like
Yeah,
like
pizza
very
shots. It's liquidated.
you're like, what would I try? I would definitely try something performative.
Yeah, I'll have a pizza, neat or on the rocks.
Well, I'll let you. We'll have to. We'll have to figure out. Well, we'll talk about it next time.
I would go somewhere either like really fancy and well known, like something that you can't get anywhere else. They're only doing in like New York, or I would get I don't know, just like food that you know, understand. Like I said, like pizza or a pub place, but like pizza or American pub food, but that they're doing it like in an artisan way, like turned up a notch,
so that they can charge 50% more at least.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, cool. So I like this. You are a little bit of a brisket shamer, but you are. If anyone's listening to this, it's not that much of a knock on Kasai because Andy is very critical when it comes to barbecuing because he slow cooks, smokes himself, and he's gotten very, very good at it. So that everywhere he goes,
I'm very critical of myself in terms of smoking and just cooking and in general. I mean, my thing is just really just taking your time with it, and maybe the way that their kitchen is set up, like maybe they just don't have the time to babysit a brisket for like 9 hours. Like they probably don't, right? And that's totally understandable. But everything, I mean, everything other than that, and it still tasted great. It's just to me, it just wasn't like, oh, burn ends. You know what I mean? So
I really liked them,
but everything else was just fantastic. So and maybe they were following like maybe there's like a cultural context of a dish that was like paying homage to, you know what I mean?
So you wanted them to fall apart a little bit more.
Oh yeah,
I really liked the crunchiness.
So like you kind of like the seared side of it.
I really like it seared.
Yeah.
Same with like when you're eating a good steak.
Yeah.
I want the inside. I'm like a medium rare kind of guy. I like red, but I do like a seared edge, like kind of like a crispy shell a little bit.
Yeah.
Yum.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, but everything was fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
Throw a little bok choy on your noodles and yum.
Take those nudes to Flavortown. On that note,
should I like take a picture of my ramen and then send nudes on the dating apps?
Yeah.
Like pictures of nudes?
Yes. Be like, I want nudes. And by nudes, I mean, let's go to Kasai Ramen.
Well, Andy's about to fall asleep. So we're going to end this thing.
We're going to end this.
Yeah.
See you later.
Thanks for listening today. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And you can find this episode and a bunch of others like it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, iTunes, and a bunch of other places. You can go to our website at www.snackdownpod.com. You can support us on patreon.com/snackdown. You can visit our sponsors at Eat Local New York at eatlocalnystate.com. And you can call us and leave us a voicemail at 315-313-5456. And you can give us a suggestion of something you want to hear us try. You can just say hello. You can tell us a funny story, whatever you want. And you can also, if you really want to like send us something, DM us and we'll tell you where to send it. We had a lot of people send us stuff early on, and we haven't had any packages in a while. So if you want to send us something.
And if you want to send us some nudes, send us some noodles. Go for it.
And if you really want to meet us, get a big box that you can curl up in for 3 to 5 days.
For 35 days?
3 to 5 days.
Oh my gosh. Like what part of decomposition are we looking at that point?
Just like a dead, curled up person in a box. Oh no!
They were the best snack pack member.
Did they want us to try this?
Yeah. They're a snack pack for the maggots now. Or, and then it's like, yeah! Because it's like CSI Miami.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, if you want to do that, you're welcome to Climb in a Box. And we'll tell you where to go.
We're not telling people to kill themselves.
No, I mean 3 to 5 days if you have a little food and air holes and water.
Oh my gosh. You watch too much TV, man. You watch too many TV.
Too many TV. Okay. Well, have a great week, guys. Thanks for listening.
Have a great whatever time you're in.
Eat
when
some
you're
good
listening.
food. Send us pics.
Yeah.
Send up some nudes.
Noodles.
The NOOD version.
Yes.
All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
$20 pancake.
You can eat it off a butt.
Off a what? Just a butt?
We'll
I'm not going to do that,
We'll
Dumb.
cut that out.